Tali Palmer has engaged in many different complex systems, and today she's going to be sharing her experiences of engaged research in one such system.
So the system I'm going to talk to you about today, Athena, is the Tsitsa River. Now the Tsitsa River is a tributary of the Umzimvubu River in South Africa, which is the last wild, free-flowing river that we have.
And what unfolded in this particular river, or for this river?
Well, when you are faced by complex systems and you're hoping to intervene in a good way, they don't always start in a promising way. And in this case, we had a corrupt president who announced the building of a dam in a wild, free-flowing river without consultation with his engineers.
Oh, and what were some of the opportunities in that, if there can be opportunities?
Well, it raised expectations in local people, and it was also dangerous because the landscape was highly erosive, and a dam in a very nearby catchment had silted up in 5 years, and so it stopped being able to deliver water. Now, one of the difficulties with big dams and big infrastructure is that they do offer tremendous developmental opportunity. But generally those opportunities come for people downstream of the dam. And in this case, the problem and the threat to the dam was being generated by the upstream area.
So for opportunities to be actualized, certain players had to come together. Can you speak to us about that?
Well, this was one of the unusual things that sometimes just emerges. Our Department of Environment Affairs saw an opportunity, and they engaged with Water Affairs to say, we can engage with our land restoration in order to slow down and move towards stopping the high levels of erosion. And if we can restore the landscape, we get better vegetation cover and the plants that we need for the livestock that local people have. Also, our restoration processes can be speeded up with particular plants, and they can be grown by local people, and we will buy them from them, so that we also stimulate local livelihoods, and particularly taking account of women who are often excluded in traditional areas.
And in this land restoration project, a lot of different ways of knowing came together.
They did, and I work in participatory governance because I believe that land restoration at some point the government department will leave. And what we need to leave behind are local people better enabled to engage with local decision makers. And for that to happen, we need to encourage a space where local people experience and are respected, and also where they share their local knowledge, but they also learn knowledge and language that allows decision makers to hear and respect them. Now, the way we started with that was that we held workshops, and we started with something called learning words. And we engaged in these processes in isiXhosa, which is the local language, and we started with the word ikhaya, which is home. And everybody, from grannies to chiefs to local people, could talk equally about ikhaya. They could talk about cats and dogs and cows and family. And from that sharing of words they knew, we moved into the river and the landscape and the catchment. Catchments are used by the municipal planners. There isn't an isiXhosa word for catchment, but we built an understanding and a way of knowing about that.
So this was a very particular learning pathway.
It was. And what we have now are community liaison officers, local people who are now the champions of working between local people and decision makers.
Thank you. We hope that the story has inspired you for your work.